Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 824th Rome Total War Brotherhood game that I've put onto YouTube. Now, some of you have been asking for some more hill battles, so this is a hill battle we played only last night. Okay, so it's kind of like the ink's not even dry on the page for this battle. We only fought it last night, and this is the Pontic Peaks map. And as I say, I know some of you have been asking for some more hill battles, so when we played this battle last night, I thought I would put it on the channel, because I know a lot of you like it. Okay, so as I say, Pontic's Peak map here. If you have a look here, you can see how hilly it is, but if you notice that it's quite neutral. The hill is quite neutral there. You'll see, in fact, if you look at Team 2 there, they may well even have a slight advantage there, slightly higher maybe, to get onto that higher part of the hill. Okay, so this is, as I say, the Pontic Peaks map. I think possibly I'm the only person to ever host on this map now, on Rome Total War, but it was a popular map back in its day. As I say, just look how steep the hill is. But as I say, unusually for a hill map, this is a neutral hill map there, and there's no advantage to either side. It's just trying to get up on top of the high ground as fast as you can as soon as the game starts. That's the key to this battle, I think, really. Okay, now our first teammate is Brotherhood member Scorpion King SR. Now he's got 16 infantry and 4 cavalry. Okay, so 16 infantry and 4 cavalry there. So I'd say he's gone very infantry based there. Quick look at his cavalry there, the upgrades on his cavalry, and he's just got gold shield, gold attack on his cavalry there. So I'd say very infantry based there with 16 infantry. Our next teammate is a Brotherhood member Lando. Now Lando's got the bog standard old school 31k Roman army of 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. Okay, so he's got 14 infantry and 6 cavalry there. Quick look at the upgrades on his cavalry, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, he got 7 upgrades. He's got an experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack on his cavalry there. Our next teammate is RTW player Luke. Now Luke has also got the bog standard 31k old school Roman army of 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. For this particular battle there's no archers, horse archers, head hurlers or slingers. Just to let you know, we've amended the rules a little bit. Our last teammate is myself, Spartan Commander, who's got 13 Spartan units. But I'd just like to show you, this is a very old army that I was using maybe 14, 15 years ago, or maybe even longer than that. If you notice here, half of my Spartans have just got gold shield, gold attack on. We know Spartans do well with just gold shield, gold attack. So half of my army has got that, gold shield, gold attack. But the other half of the army has got gold shield, gold attack, plus a veteran stripe, an experience stripe as well. So as I say, we know they do really well with gold shield, gold attack, but you put an experience stripe on them and that makes them even tougher there. So there's that old school, old fashioned army there. As I say, the rules of this normal 31k rules, but also no archers, no horse archers, no slingers and no head hurlers for this particular battle. Should be a cracking battle for you to watch, and I hope you enjoy it. And here is the other team. We have Titans Spitfyr here. Nice to see the Titans clan back on RTW. Now he has got 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. The bog standard old school 31k Roman army. And just look at the hill that he's got to run up now to get up to his allies there. The same as Scorpion King on our team. Both of them got to run up that hill now to try and get up on top to support their allies. Their next teammate is GOTW Leanbod. A lot of you will know him. Now he's also got the bog standard 31k Roman army of 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. And the reason it's the bog standard 31k Roman army is so effective and so efficient. If you notice there, his cavalry has got 7 upgrades on, an experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack there. So that's a pretty good tried and tested GOTW Leanbod army. Now their next teammate is Brotherhood member Get Jacked. Now this is a very, very unusual army build here. He's got 17 infantry of different types and 2 cavalry. You'll see here he's got light auxiliary skirmish troops as part of his pilot shield units. As you know, these are light, very light infantry, but they do throw missiles. You can see they've got pilots there to throw into the enemy, but unusual to see them on a 31k battlefield. And then he's got legionary, there you are, he's got legionary cohorts there. as also part of his pilot shield unit. And there's some very unusual upgrades here. Now can you see some of his infantry have got 7 upgrades on, an experienced stripe, gold shield, gold attack. Okay, if you look there, you'll see the units that have got upgrades on have got an experienced stripe, gold shield, gold attack. As I say, very, very unusual, this army. So you see several of his units, as I say, got the experienced stripe, gold shield, gold attack, but then some of his units have got no upgrades on at all. So this unit here, you can see there's no upgrade banners above it at all. So he's got no upgrades on, and that's another, there's other units over here as well. Look, no upgrades, just the basic urban cohort unit. No upgrades at all here. So how rare is that? As I say, very, very unusual army that Get Jacked has bought here. Not upgrading, upgrading highly part of his troops, but not others. And look at the cavalry. Look, he's only got 2 cavalry units, no upgrades at all. So as I say, it looks like half of his infantry have got 7 upgrades on, experienced stripe, gold shield, gold attack, but a lot of his infantry haven't got any upgrades on at all. So very, very unusual Get Jacked army there. Be interesting to see how well he does. And their last teammate is Brotherhood member Vicox. Vicox has also got the bog standard old school 31k Roman army, 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. And make no mistake, he'll be running up that hill as fast as he can as soon as the start button is pressed. Okay, so there you are. You can see both armies there on either side of the hill. The scene is set. The battle will start very soon. Be interesting to see what happens in this one. Okay, at this stage of the battle, I thought I'd show you my very, very old battle formation here that's about 15, 16 years old, maybe even older than that. But it's a tried and tested battle formation here from all those years ago. If you notice here, can you see that the units on the end of the battle formation are thicker than the ones in the centre? Okay, those are 8-man deep on the end, and they're only 5-man deep in the centre there, if you notice that. Can you see? 5 line deep in the centre, but about 8 on the flanks there. Okay, now there is a reason for that, and you'll see it's on the same on the other flank as well. There, can you see 8-man in depth there, and only 5-man in depth in the centre. Now the reason for that is a lot of players, when they take on Spartans, they won't attack them head on. Okay, which is, you don't really want to attack Spartans head on, so they'll go around the flank. And if I'm attacked on the flank, all I do is turn these thick units here, these thicker 8-man units, if you like, there, to face the threat as they come round on either flank there. Okay, so I say, will this battle formation from maybe 15, 16 years ago still be relevant, still effective on the 2023 battlefield? Well, I guess we'll just have to see as the battle unfolds. Okay, at this stage of the battle, everybody's just about to press start. Now you watch both teams trying to get up onto the highest part of this hill here. Just as it goes, who's going to move quickest? Right, can you see that Luke here has got the faster reactions here, and he's trying to get up onto the crest of the hill there before the enemy team do. Can you see there, he's running forward there, running his cavalry, going to smash into the forward units of the enemy army there like a bang as he smashes in there. But you can see there that the quicker reactions of Luke there got him up onto the crest of the hill before the enemy army opposite him. You can see that Lando has also got up onto the crest of the hill there as well. If you pause the game for a second there. Now over here you'll see that both Scorpion King is trying to get up onto the hill, as well as Titans, the Titans player there, Spitfyr, trying to get up on the hill. But as you can see, it is quite a steep climb to get up there. Remember that climbing up a hill, your troops get tired a lot quicker than they do running on a flat map there. Okay, make no mistake, my Greek cities army there is running as fast as it can to get up onto the hill, and make no mistake that Vicox is trying to get his army up onto the hill as fast as he can as well. But Luke has got a good position there, moved the quickest and got right up on top of the crest of the hill there, so that's pretty good. And as you can see, Lando's the same there, he's holding well, got his battle formation intact there, holding very well. And you can see that he's got a slight downhill advantage. Look at the pilots going in there. Remember, the downhill advantage is your pilots go further and do more damage, and of course if you charge downhill you get the downhill charge bonus. But here you'll see, this is unusual, that Scorpion King and Spitfyr running up to the hill, actually fighting each other as they're moving up to the top of the hill there. So they're really having to go at each other there as they're moving up. But over here you'll see that Vicox Scipii army now has just reached the top of the hill there opposite Luke's army, and my Spartans will be moving up there as well. But as I say, you can see here Luke he managed to get on top of the hill before the enemy there, so he's got all the downhill advantages. You can see Lando moving his cavalry in and out of the enemy Julii troops there. Right, can you see Lando is now moving his infantry over across the hill here towards Luke? Can you see how he's moving there towards Luke? Okay. But you can see here that Lean Bod, he doesn't mess around like, and bang, as his cavalry smashes in there. Okay, as I say, Lean Bod, very aggressive, very attacking player. I've known him for many years on RTW. Retreat or defense, not really in his vocabulary. Attack is what he knows. And here, as I say, you can see here that Spitfyr, Titan Spitfyr there, has managed to get up on top of the hill before Scorpion King. Can you see? You can see the advantage that Titan Spitfyr has got now up on top of the hill in comparison to Scorpion King. Now Scorpion King, rather than fight him going uphill, may well come across the hill there looking for a more advantageous position. But here you'll see Lean Bod really smashing in to poor old Lando's SBQR army there. I mean, Lando's taking a real hammer in there, I think, from the enemy troops. Plus you've got some units of Get Jacked coming in on Lando as well. Here you'll see Lando's cavalry doing well. He may well charge into the enemy troops there. But look at the gap between Lando's army and Luke's army. That is a massive gap there in our battle line that the enemy could quite easily exploit. Just look at the gap between the Brutii and SBQR troops there. That is a massive gap there that you can see that the enemy Julii general Get Jacked is exploiting there. But here, as I say, you can see my Spartans are just integrating with Luke's Brutii army there, and I will be looking to combat the enemy Scipii troops there with my Spartans. Okay, that's what I should be looking to do. You see Vicox attacking there with his cavalry on the flank. But as I say, that massive gap between Lando and Luke there, the enemy are exploiting. They could bring the armies round to attack Luke's army and my army in the flank, or they could take their army over onto the other flank and maybe try and take out Lando's army there. But as I say, here you can see that Titan's Spitfyr there got up on top of the hill before Scorpion King did. Right, but over here, poor old Lando here, he is getting smashed and crashed by enemy infantry and cavalry there. And there's a cavalry attack going in from Lean Bod again, look, and bang, as it smashes in there into Lando's infantry. I think Lando's infantry did well to hold there against that massive cavalry attack here. But as I say, that gap between Lando and Luke there, the enemy are exploiting really well there. But I'm a bit worried about Lando's army here. He is getting smashed and crashed. Titan's Spitfire's brought his cavalry over. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Our ally Lando's infantry has just been completely routed. So our right centre has now been smashed, crashed and broken there by a concerted attack by Lean Bod and his allies. Oh my gosh. So our right centre has been smashed and crashed. Now I know at the time we were thinking about admitting defeat and going back into the lobby and starting a new game. You can see Scorpion King at a massive disadvantage there, downhill disadvantage, and all these enemy troops that have just taken out Lando can now charge downhill if they want to into Scorpion King's army. So as I say, our right centre has been broken and our right flank could well be broken if they take out Scorpion King's army there. Meanwhile, over on the left flank, as I say, you'll see myself and Luke attacking Vicox's Scipii army there. Okay, now as I say, Luke got on the hill, on top of the hill quickest, so I've managed to, as I say, integrate my army with his, and we are downhill charging into the enemy Scipii troops. But you can see enemy Julii troops here trying to get in behind us, and I think what might be a good idea is for Luke to pull his army back. Let my Spartans continue attacking the Scipii troops, but Luke pull his Brutii army back and grab the top of the hill again, because we're moving off the top of the hill, and if the enemy get in behind us, they will have the downhill charge bonus. But as I say, you can see that all of Lando's infantry has been smashed, crashed and broken, and all those victorious enemy troops now have got a downhill charge bonus onto poor old Scorpion King's SBQR army here, as you can see. Okay, so all those victorious troops now here, can you see Luke's got his cavalry there, but I think he was watching some other part of the battlefield there, because can you see the enemy cavalry are smashing into his cavalry, into Luke's cavalry here, with a view probably to roll up all his cavalry there. So I hope Luke notices that. I think Luke was probably concentrating on his infantry over here on the left flank, attacking Vicox, his infantry, in combination with my infantry there. And I think he took his eye off of his own cavalry there, because from all intents and purposes it looks like at least one of Luke's cavalry units is going to get taken out. But it wouldn't surprise me if they try to roll up all those cavalry units there as we're pushing down there into the enemy troops there. So as I say, I think it might be a good idea now for Luke to withdraw his troops from fighting Spitfyr and get back up on top of the hill to defend our rear from enemy attacks. Do you see what I mean? Leave my Spartans to attack the blue Spitfyr infantry, and Luke move his BROTHERHOOD infantry back up on top of the hill to protect the rear of my troops as I'm fighting the Spitfyr infantry. Do you see what I mean there? Because a lot of victorious enemy troops are going to be coming in behind us, and if they come in quick, they'll be on higher ground above us here. But also, as I say, over on this right flank now, right centre here, you can see the enemy team looking to attack poor old Scorpion King's infantry there. Scorpion King's in such a difficult position there, because as I say, with that downhill advantage that the enemy team's got, they'll just keep ramming their cavalry into him there, and he will be in a lot of difficulty if he's not careful there. You can see there, right now, here's what Luke's doing here. This is what we talked about just a few minutes ago. Luke is now withdrawing his army from attacking the Spitfyr infantry, and is now moving his infantry back up on top of the hill there to help defend there. Look, can you see that's higher ground there? He needs to move his infantry back up there with all those victorious troops coming in behind us. Vicox is getting infantry in behind us as well. I'm going to continue with attacking the enemy blue Spitfyr infantry there with my Spartans, while Luke covers the rear of my Spartans there by grabbing that higher ground. You see what I mean? There you are. Luke's starting to get up onto that higher ground, but you can see enemy troops trying to move in on that higher ground before Luke gets there. Lando's still got some of his cavalry left. I can bang. Right, okay, so a combination of my Spartans, Luke's attack in there, and our allies' cavalry there. We have now routed Vicox's infantry. So that's a good move. Now I need to up spears and run my Spartans back up on the hill there, try and help Luke. Okay, so let's just pause the game for a second here. So as I say, poor old Scorpion King over here has got to try and hold out against downhill infantry and cavalry charges that, make no mistake, are going to smash into his infantry from different angles there. And as I say, the downhill bonuses on this game are massive, and you can see there the enemy team pushing in there. All those enemy troops could just push in there and rout Scorpion King's army. So I just hope that he'll be able to hold there, but looking at the odds against him, I would think that that will be difficult for Scorpion King there. It's just unfortunate in the position that he's in, and you can see the enemy troops there, mostly Spitfyr troops, but I can see some Julii troops there pushing in on him as well. There's going to be some pilot exchange, but of course the pilots that you throw uphill don't have the penetration and impact of course, as a pilots that are thrown downhill there. You can see them really pushing in on his infantry. One big cavalry attack could really finish Scorpion King, I think. Right, so as I say, here I am now running my Spartans. I've up spears and run my Spartans now into this Julii infantry. Okay, so now I'm going to try and force my way uphill. Can you see that now? You can see my troops. I've got a small little army there guarding the flank there of Luke's and myself. Army there, just in case anything comes in from the flank. Small little army, but the main army, the main thrust of my Spartans here is uphill against these Julii infantry. Okay, you can see they're clearly fighting uphill now. Okay, so the attacking specifications, the 2 hit points of the Spartans are really going to come into their own here. It's no fun fighting uphill, but can you see the inroads that my Spartans are making into those enemy Julii troops there? They really are making inroads into those Julii troops. I'm having pilots thrown into me there. But remember, those Spartans with 2 hit points, they suffer less casualties from missiles than other troops. Okay, so the bulk of my troops here, I'm moving forward. I'm looking to attack those troops. I want to go for that general. I want to go for that general on top of the hill there with the bulk of my troops. Okay, but also I'm turning units to face the threat of enemy units coming in on my flank. You see what I mean? So I'm turning units to face the threat coming in on my flank, but the bulk of my army I'm taking forward, trying to take out as many of those enemy troops as I can. Okay, so as you can see, I'm turning units to face the threat coming in on the flank, but the bulk of my army, they are on this flank as well, but the bulk of my army I'm taking forward up the hill into those enemy Julio troops. I'm taking the battle to the enemy here. Over here, this little mini army, I've got units facing one way and a unit facing the other way to cover the rear of those units. I'm trying to probably fight over to my main army there, but they can do pretty good there and holding the flank for both Luke and myself there. But just look at the enemy numbers in comparison to us. You can see Luke is keeping his army back in reserve there, ready to cover the flanks there, but just look at the enemy team on top of the hill there. Can you see the enemy team on top of the hill there? Make no mistake, when they throw their pilers in there, they can do a lot of damage to me there. So as I say, and over here you can see Scorpion King there. Look at the inroads that the enemy troops are making into his battle formation. You can see him losing units one at a time there as the enemy are making the most of the downhill charge bonus and all the bonuses that come with downhill charges there. Okay, so you can see that there. Let's say Titan Spitfyr are really attacking there. You've got some enemy Julio troops coming in on him as well. So here we can see that cavalry coming on his flank like a bang as that smashes in. Some more Scipio cavalry coming down the hill, charging into Scorpion King's infantry like a bang as that smashes in there. So all of Scorpion King's infantry is now engaged, and just look at the SPQR troops of Scorpion King starting to rout. You can see some more enemy cavalry coming in as Lando got a cavalry unit there as well, and bang, that cavalry unit smashes there. Oh my gosh. So all of Lando's infantry have been routed. Now all of Scorpion King's infantry has been routed as well. Okay, so we've lost our right centre and right flank, and all of, as I say, Lando's infantry and all of Scorpion King's infantry has now been routed by the victorious enemy troops. There, I can see Lando's general there under attack. There, I think Lando might have some rallied infantry he can bring back into the fray, but as I say, Scorpion King and Lando's army have now been knocked out of this fight, their infantry anyway. So as I say here, you can see my Spartans are making good inroads into the enemy troops. As I say, Luke, they're covering our flank. They're stopping enemy troops getting in behind my fighting Spartans there. So good tactical move there by Luke. Good covering move there. But look at this enemy cavalry here of lean bods, look, ready to charge, smash in to Luke's Roman infantry there. And of course over here you'll see that little mini Spartan army of mine. I've got units fighting in different directions there, covering the rear of each unit, making sure the enemy can't attack the rear. So, but my main army, the main thrust of my army now is doing quite good. As you can see now, I've fought my way onto the top of the hill there, and I'm now engaging the Julio general, which is what I wanted to go for at the beginning of the battle there. So as I say, you can see all this Julio infantry attacking Luke's infantry there. You'll see that Luke is double lined. What I mean by that, he's got his forward units engaging the enemy and another line just behind it there. That double strength line there. That's a good tactical move there by Luke. But over here, look at that cavalry smashing into the rear of the Julio troops. Nice hit there by Luke. Bang, bang, and bang with his 3 cavalry units there. Routed those units. Make no mistake, he was going for the general there. Hammer and anvil attack. My Spartans being the anvil. There you can see the enemy Scipio cavalry coming over now from their victory over Scorpion King there. Okay, so as I say, you can see my infantry pushing forward, trying to kill the Julio general there, and Luke smashed into the back of him trying to kill him as well. My Spartans are fighting in a lot of different directions at the moment. That little mini army there is fighting really well against the enemy Scipio troops and enemy Julio troops there. Luke's got one of his green Brutio infantry in helping as well on the end of my Spartans there, so they're doing well. But just look at this cavalry has got in behind Luke now. But Luke's, as I say, he's double lined that battle formation there, so that rear line of infantry could turn onto the cavalry if they attack. Okay, but I can see that victorious Scipii army, the blue Scipii army that's just taken out Scorpion King, coming into the fray now. Look at all these enemy troops now, victorious enemy troops, which will have good morale because they've just taken out one of our armies that are coming towards us there. But as I say, Luke here with his green Brutii infantry, you could see Lean Bod was thinking about charging his cavalry in there, but then you can see Luke turning that second line of infantry against that cavalry. But Lean Bod's still going to charge his cavalry in there. Get ready for this. And bang! As he smashes in to Luke's infantry. But you notice he's charging his cavalry uphill, which means a lot of his charge bonus will be lost. It will be neutralised when you charge uphill there. Okay, so they were my Spartans at the top of the hill. That now has managed to kill all those Julii infantry that I was fighting. I need to up spears now and maybe form back up with my battle formation there to meet the advancing enemy troops there. Okay, you can see those Scipii troops moving towards me now that have just taken out Scorpion King. And as I say, I need to form up that old school, old battle formation now to face them. Let's pause the game for a second here. So just have a look at there. Can you see these units? Look at their state of their fitness. Exhausted. Can you? If you look at the writing right at the bottom, can you see exhausted? Now, when units are exhausted, their battle proficiency, the way they actually fight the battle, drops off the edge of the cliff. Their morale will be very low as well. So when your troops are exhausted, the last thing you really want to do, unless you really have to, is commit them to combat. As I say, when troops are exhausted, their morale is low, and their battle proficiency, as I say, it drops off the edge of a cliff there. Over here you'll see that I think Scorpion King's got a couple of rallied cavalry units and a couple of infantry units there as well that he may well bring into the fray. Okay, but and they could prove pivotal to the outcome of the battle. We'll just have to wait and see here. But as I say, my Spartans there now, I've upped spears and I'm going to have to form up in my old school battle formation now to meet the threat of those enemy Scipii infantry that are moving in towards me there. Okay, meanwhile here Luke's still holding very well. Remember, Luke is the green Brutii army and the enemy are the red. Get ready for this cavalry hit. Look, bang! As that cavalry hit smashes into Luke's infantry. Luke's doing well to hold as long as he is there. Doing very well. They're covering the rear of my Spartans there to stop enemy coming in behind my Spartans as I engage that enemy Scipii infantry. So Luke's doing well with his Brutii infantry. You'll see here, I'm probably going to get a mouthful of pilers here from the enemy troops as I move forward. There you already can see the pilers going in. But as I say, remember, Spartans with their 2 hit points, they suffer less casualties from missiles than other units there. But I certainly am getting a lot of pilers thrown into me there. But I'm now going to advance my Spartans straight into the enemy Scipii. I'm not thinking of defence here. What I want to do is take the battle to the enemy. I want to make the most of the attacking specifications of my old Spartan army and attack the enemy Scipii troops there. Okay, and over here you'll see, as I say, Scorpion King's got a couple of rallied units, but they're being chased by Vicox's cavalry at this time. But if he could smash those cavalry and infantry to the back of those Scipii infantry, that would be a big help. Meanwhile, Luke over here is holding as good as he can. He's been whacked by a couple of big cavalry hits and his infantry are still holding there. So well done to Luke, watching the rear of my Spartans, trying to stop the enemy from getting in behind me there. You can see the enemy have got the downhill charge bonus here. Make no mistake, that really can make a difference there. But say Luke's green Brutii army still holding well against those attacking troops there. You'll see my Spartans there have got enemy troops in behind them now. Can you see that? There's Scipii infantry in behind my Spartans. Pause the game for a second. I'm advancing, as I say, into the enemy troops. I need to be aware there's enemy infantry coming in behind me so I can turn units to face the threat. But as I say, I'm not thinking of defence here. I want to go for that Scipii general. I know that the troops in front of me are exhausted, so I want to make the most of that. As I say, their battle proficiency will be very low, and my Spartans' attacking specifications are high. And of course, I've got those 2 hit points as well. But as you can see, enemy troops have got in behind us here, and that could well make the difference in this battle. So, but as I say, Luke's still holding well there with his green Brutii army, but it looks like there's another cavalry hit going to come in on him. I can see the enemy have locked and loaded their cavalry. They're going to charge it again. Look, their cavalry's going to bang! bang, and it smashes in again there. Still Luke's army still holding on. We're expecting the Scipii cavalry to charge in there as well at the same time there to help their Julio ally. You can see Luke still got some of his cavalry left that he's just charged in there, but I can see there, a lot of the enemy Julio troops are starting to rout there. But here you can see my Spartans there, a lot of enemy troops around. Now here comes Scorpion King with his cavalry, look, and bang, as he charged into the back of that general, that Scipii general. Now make no mistake, that was a targeted hit there by Scorpion King to take out the Scipii general. Take the general out, take the morale bonus away from the Scipii troops there. So well done. There was hammer and anvil attack, my Spartans being the anvil and Scorpion King's rallied cavalry the hammer. But here you can see a lot of enemy troops engaging my Spartans there. But that was a nice cavalry hit, nice targeted cavalry hit there by Scorpion King. Take out that Scipii general, so well done to him. But as I say, what's really worrying me is Luke's army at the rear here. There are so many enemy troops there going towards him. His troops have been fighting for a long time, so they're going to be tired. There comes another Julii cavalry hit coming in there. But once again, see, if you charge uphill, you lose a lot of your charge bonus. But you can see there that the Brutii, the green Brutii army of Luke has been fighting for a long time. His general's gone there. And oh my gosh, right. So all of Lando's infantry has been taken out, all of Scorpion King's infantry is taken out, and now all of Luke's infantry has now been taken out. Okay, so there you are. Luke still got some cavalry units left, I believe. There you are, he's still got at least three cavalry units left there. But all his infantry has now been taken out, and all those victorious enemy troops now can smash into what's left of my Spartans and finish the game once and for all. I thought we've done quite well, mind, to keep fighting as long as we did. Bearing in mind, after Lando's army got taken out, we were thinking of just admitting defeat and getting a new game going there. But I thought we've done alright, but when those victorious troops hit my Spartans, my tired Spartans, I would think that would probably be the end of the game there. But as I say, you can see here, Scorpion King's got his infantry and rallied infantry and cavalry back into the fray. There's that Scipii cavalry there going towards Luke's cavalry. There, you can see the Julii, a cavalry general there. He's just stopped behind his fighting troops there to give morale bonus, but not actually get involved in the fighting. But Scorpion King's rallied infantry and his cavalry are really helping here, coming back into the fray. My Spartans are fighting as hard as they can. They've been fighting for a long time now, and they're battle depleted, so they could maybe crack at any time here. Make no mistake, this battle's going to go right down to the wire, I think. But to say, Scorpion King's rallied infantry and cavalry has been doing really well. Luke has been taking his cavalry around the battlefield, doing strategic hits with his cavalry there. So as I say, my Spartans are fighting in a lot of different directions there. Let's pause the game for a second here. So you can see that Scorpion King's rallied units there are very tired, and if they get hit by cavalry, a combination of cavalry and infantry, they could rout. As I say, Luke is running around his battle damaged cavalry, hitting enemy units there, isolating enemy units with his cavalry. You can see that he's got his cavalry all over the battlefield there. You'll see that I think Titan's Spitfyr, there's cavalry, are trying to chase down Luke's cavalry there, just to try and keep him away from the battle there. But make no mistake, this battle is going to go right down to the wire here. You can see there, I mean, after we lost Scorpion King and Lando, I think we've done well to being able to carry on fighting here, to be truthful with you. But as I say, there you can see the Julii general, as I say, standing out of the battle, but standing close enough to give morale bonus to his allies there. Remember that generals give morale bonus not just to their troops, but to their allies' troops as well. So that's why he's kept his general at the back there to give morale bonus. But luckily there, it looks like we've routed a heck of a lot of the enemy troops there. Okay, as I say, Scorpion King's rallied units there have helped a lot, coming in behind the enemy troops there, but he's just going to get smashed by that cavalry. Bang! As that charges in there. I'm putting one of my Greek city units over to try and help him, but that's unfortunate there. I think Scorpion King's rallied infantry units have just been taken out. So I'm moving closer towards them there. Okay, so unfortunately the replay finished here. okay, before we got to the end of the battle. Now the reason for that is because Titan's Spitfyr got dropped by Steam at this stage, at this very, very late stage of the battle. Okay, so Titan Spitfyr just got dropped by Steam, locked the battle up. We couldn't kick him to continue the battle, and so it's locked the battle up there. You can see he's just routed some of Scorpion King's rallied infantry and cavalry there. But if you look at the enemy troops that are left and look at what we've got left here, I think both teams decided that our team probably would have won the battle there. You can see Luke still got his cavalry floating around the battlefield, hitting enemy targets there. And if you notice there, the enemy have got mostly cavalry left there. They've got a few battle damaged infantry units left, but mostly it's cavalry there. And you can see my Spartans there, still got a lot of Spartans left with big numbers in as well. So I think both teams agreed at the end of the battle there that our team had probably gone on to win it, which means we turned it round from that early disaster of losing two of our armies. Here you can see a real tough battle here, where I thought Luke's infantry held really well against massive enemy attacks there. And you can see, just look at the dead there. You can see the piles, the massive piles of dead there, where you can see the most intense fighting was. Here as we move up on top of the hill, there you can see that. I mean, you just look at those massive piles of dead there. You can just see that there. The massive dead here right up on top of the hill. As you move across the hill there, you can see, I think this is where a lot of Lando's troops were taken out in the early stages of the battle. As I say, when we lost Lando's army and then Scorpion King's army, I think we thought about just admitting defeat and going back into the lobby to start a new game, but we managed to fight on there, and as I say, it looks like we probably would have won the battle. This is where Scorpion King's army was taken out. I thought he held really well against downhill charges from the enemy team there. Just look at the downhill advantage the enemy team had against Scorpion King's infantry there. So I thought he held out very well. So as I say, it's a shame that the game locked up there. But Steam was playing up a bit last night and was causing a few problems there. So, but you can see my Spartans there have still got a lot of numbers in. And as I say, I think both teams said that our team probably would have gone on to win the battle there. So if you just look at the enemy troops there. But I know some of you have been asking for some more hill battles, so that's why I wanted to put this battle on, even though you're not going to see the kill count at the end. I think we've got about, what, 96-97% of the battle there. So you can see that our team, I think, did manage to turn things around. We really did snatch victory from the jaws of defeat there. Hope you enjoyed it, and bye for now.